I'm going to be reading out of Matthew tonight in Matthew chapter 6. I got my NIV version, or NIV. uh, I I was kind of pulled on this because I think one of the commands believers we have is to be servants, to serve. And I came across this message, and I started thinking, am I doing it right? So I'll go ahead and read Matthew chapter 6, verse 1. Be careful not to do your acts of righteousness before men, to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven. So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets, to be honored by men. I tell you the truth, they have received their reward in full. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. It made me think, why do we do what God commands? It's not for the praise of other believers. It's not for the gratitude and thank you of the people we are helping. It is strictly obedience, and it is honoring God's word. God has told us what he wants from us. We go to the word, we read, we listen to him, and everything we do is by direction of God. So he is our one and only audience that we should be focused on. And so that was kind of touching me this week, and I wanted to share it with the brothers.
I'm sure we've all seen the videos, things on TV where you may see a church giving some kind of charity or doing something, a great big check, this church is giving this, or this, this person is giving that. For the world, that's one thing. If someone is doing philanthropy and they have a press conference about it, or they're calling attention to it, that's what we would expect, but not from the church, So I think this is great. If we're giving something to someone or doing any kind of an act of charity, it should be understated. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. The opposite of that, of course, would be, hey, look what I did. Hey, look, you guys, I gave this, or I gave that, or I did this, or I did that. But yeah, we have the blueprint here. Like Brother Daryl says, we have the manual. So, and it's a command, right? So when you give to the poor, do not sound a trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do. So, but when you give, and then verse 3, but when you give to the poor, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving will be in secret. And your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. And so these are commands, just like you had said at the beginning.
When your motive is for others to hear you, and your motive is for your attention to be on yourself, you're not worshiping God, because that's worshiping God is you sacrificing something of your own and giving it to someone else. But when the motive is for you to get the attention on yourself, then it's no longer about the other person. It's about you. It's no longer about God. It's about you. I mean, God says in Matthew 5 to let your light shine before others, but that light isn't you. That light is, he says, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. So when you're doing that, it's so that the Lord may be glorified, not you. We're going to make sure that our motive is correct.
Yeah, we do it all the time. I mean, I just saw something today. It's one of the devotionals, and it was done by an award-winning gospel artist. So we do a lot of honoring people instead of honoring the Lord. I've seen where people give money that that's brought to everyone's attention how much donation they've made. Yeah, we just do that. Yeah, way too much. Way too much. Like the word says that we should be done in secret, not to be publicly known. And even the church. I mean, we always announce. We gave, so many $1,000s to this organization, or they use that as a right at the time where they get ready to take offerings. Sometimes they do that. We donate money to the homeless, things like that. And I don't know. It seems like it's trying to encourage you to give more because we're doing good things, with money. And how much do those speakers cost? How much did all that lighting and stuff, equipment you have? How much did that cost? So, but we always want to put out there that we're doing such wonderful things, and those are good things. But we should not call attention to our acts of charity.